welcome back once again. You thought you were getting straight into the game, but you're not. You're stuck with me, Virgil, once again. This time I am joined again.
Coach Antor, what's up?
He is the Rocket League coach here at Ferris State University, and I'm glad to have him casting with me.
Yep.
Somebody who knows the game a little better than I do.
Yeah. And this is the moment where they put right across the bottom of the screen 2019 NACE League of Legends Coach of the Year as well. Thank you. And we're in the game. Here we go.
An early start already. We see Sean dribbling the ball around. Now, this is going to be a really good game. Purdue Northwest has shown that they are a powerhouse here today. And Michigan Tech had a rough start in earlier today against Grand Valley, so definitely going to prove to be some interesting matchups here. Michigan Tech, we haven't really gotten to see their full potential, but Purdue Northwest definitely a powerhouse so far, especially in Rocket League. We've seen some crazy performances so far as Fusion will be the one to take control. Goes back to Stewie. Stewie's the next one to take over. Goes back to Grape. Grape's going to send it up into the air off the wall, looking for an opportunity to pass it to his teammate, but Kato will send it off the wall. Back to Fusion. Fusion sends it off the sky, back to the wall, and it's a little wide. Won't quite be the shot they're looking for, but the follow-up after Kato. Always follow up on your team's rebounds. And the dabbing ghost strikes again. An early goal for Purdue Northwest, then take the lead 1-0. Kato assisted by Sean.
That's a nice shot there. We've seen both of these teams pretty handedly beat my poor Ferris team and then take a loss against another strong opponent. So we really don't know how these two are going to stack up against each other, but Purdue Northwest is off to an early lead and looking very strong.
And an early shot from Kato again. Won't quite go in as Stewie looks to take an opportunity here. And the shot from Fusion follows up to take another goal for Purdue Northwest. A minute in.
Sheesh.
And Purdue Northwest is, they're making it known that they're here to play.
They are. Purdue Northwest is not taking any time. Honestly, if we look at the last couple games of the Ferris game, they didn't give up 2 goals this fast.
No.
So I'm going to have to put some sense of positive vibes towards my Ferris team. What is happening right now?
Downtown. If there was 3-pointers, that would be one from past half court.
We are a minute and 8 seconds into this game number 1, and it is 3-0.
Well,
what is happening?
I do know this game had a little bit time. We had to figure out some technical difficulties getting it started.
Right.
But now that we're finally in, I think Purdue Northwest may have a little pent-up energy. They were ready to go. And here we are headed in now as we're looking for an opportunity for a goal. But Purdue Northwest is coming off a hot win against Ferris State, so they're definitely going to have a lot of momentum going with them. Kato trying to deny and stall out that pass, but it's sent off the middle of the net, and that won't be enough to follow up. MTU having a hard time. Grape, Stewie both can't make the play that they're looking for. Stewie sends it back to midfield, but Fusion will be the one to meet it and punch it back down the field, and now an open goal as they weren't looking. Kato, 4 shots, 2 goals. He's looking for a hat trick at this rate.
This is crazy start to game 1, but remember the series Michigan Tech versus Ferris first game. Ferris actually went up 2-0 before inevitably losing by a lot. Well, we won't get into details there. But Michigan Tech has seen some slow starts to their series. Maybe this is one of those. We need to, I think we need to watch Stewie and see how he starts to perform, because Stewie really is the impact player. As I'm speaking, Stewie takes a goal for Michigan Tech and getting them onto that scoreboard finally in this game number 1.
Well, and it's just crispy timing like that, but I think the one thing that we noticed earlier with MTU was that one of MTU's biggest downfalls is exactly the opposite of Purdue Northwest's strength. Purdue Northwest is here playing as a team. You see pass to pass to pass to pass to pass, and almost another early goal from Sean, followed up by Fusion. The teamwork right there. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the Purdue.
Right, and that's an unfortunate touch there by Slonk. Obviously wanted to clear that, could not. Purdue Northwest, any team that is worth their weight in salt is going to take advantage of that goal.
Absolutely, and here we're seeing some crazy starts going down as the ball is going to go back down. Grape will be the next one to interfere with it, but it won't quite be enough. Stewie finding that pass off the wall, goes back down, but interfered with by Fusion. Stewie having to reset a little bit, find a different position. Slonk will be the next one to take over. An opportunity for a shot, but not quite enough. Sean sends it downfield. Grape will be the next one to tap it. Stewie interferes with the pass, but Grape just trying to get a handle on it, and Purdue Northwest is still making pass after pass after pass, and the opportunities are here. The follow-up, almost enough, but Grape able to just barely get it out from inside that net, and it's enough to keep them from one or more goal. Purdue Northwest a 4-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go, and Sean looking to punch it in. Now it's a 5-point lead.
If I was to characterize Purdue's gameplay, it would be aggression. Aggression and boost starving.
That is a cool goal explosion.
That was very cool.
That was pretty sweet.
But on that play, we saw a bump of the goalie of Michigan Tech gives them an opportunity to take a free open goal. And then the entire series against Ferris, Purdue just stealing boost all the time.
Yeah, and it's definitely proven to be, it was a functional tactic. Ferris couldn't find many goals, or any, actually, against Purdue Northwest. But I'm getting somewhere with this. Purdue Northwest was able to shut out Ferris State, but in the counterpoint to that, you look at, we're not sure how these two teams are going to shape up against each other, but the one thing we do know, the only thing we have in common between these two teams is actually how Ferris played against them.
Right.
And against Michigan Tech, Ferris was able to get on the board. They were able to get some stuff passed, and they weren't being constantly punished, but Michigan Tech responds in kind. Grape dribbles one down with a pass from Slonk and able to punch it in for an extra point. 2-6 now with a little under 2 minutes remaining. But as I was saying, the only thing we really have to go off of is how Ferris played against them. And the only thing we know in common between these two teams is that a good team beat them comfortably, and Ferris got shut out by one and not by the other. And that's the only real comparison we have here.
True.
And as Ferris, not Ferris, Ferris is not playing.
Too much
Fusion able to make a play here. Looking for an opportunity to pass it back to his teammates, sends it up towards the midfield. Sean on the follow-up, hits the ceiling, looking for a pass. Grape able to make contact, but it goes back to Cato. Cato make the pass, goes to Fusion. Fusion looking for the play off the corner, sends it up. Slonk able to interfere, and it should bounce right back into Cato's car. Able to keep control of it for Purdue just a little bit longer. It gets pinched straight down, sitting towards midfield now. An opportunity for Michigan Tech to really turn something around here as we see a shot taken. Stewie will get one for Purdue Northwest. I'm sorry, for Michigan Tech against Purdue Northwest. There's so many schools at this point. I'm just fumbling all over.
It's a full day weekend.
It has been a long day.
You're doing great. It's fine. But we saw Stewie get a goal. Stewie is the player that needs to put the team on his back if they want to get back in this series.
And I think it's that may be a big issue in terms of play styles here. Purdue Northwest is obviously playing this very team-based play style that is pass and pass and pass and pass and pass and pass until it seems like every team that they play against is dizzy trying to keep up with the ball. And the total opposite from Michigan Tech. It feels almost like it's, we'll keep it out of the net, Stewie, you go handle the scoring. And I think that these two play styles, they don't play well in the favor of Michigan Tech. Now Fusion trying to keep it out from in front of the net. They've had such an offensive hold that every time Michigan Tech can get it downfield, they've had pretty good luck with setting up and getting close to goals. But Purdue Northwest now a little more on the defensive hold here. They're up by 3 points. It looks like they may have gone for the call of, hey, don't worry about throwing in 3-4 more goals. Worry about keeping it out and just stalling time. We've only got 15 seconds to hold, but I stand corrected. Fusion Bleach not super thrilled about how that went. Well, Fusion Bleach is actually excited with how that went. Slonk not thrilled with how that one went.
I was just about to say I thought the momentum was starting to shift towards Michigan Tech, and then different plans by Purdue Northwest as they get another goal.
Purdue Northwest has got to be hot off a streak right now. They just came off beating Ferris State, and no matter how big or small of a victory that may feel like, it's still a victory that you're coming straight off of, while you have Michigan Tech, who's definitely had the last 4 or 5 hours of really just essentially getting iced.
Right, and I don't know if that their fans are still in the crowd, but they were loud. Purdue
Northwest?
Yes.
Their whole bundle is still out there.
And every time they score a goal, you hear it, the players hear it, and that can irk you a little bit.
That'll get in your head.
Yes, it will.
And I mean, it's like you're sitting in there, and we're all the eggs in this arena. But I mean, Purdue Northwest has definitely been one of the most vocal teams across the board, from Rocket League to all their games.
True.
And they're all very good teams as well. I have to say, normally the seedings are very on point in terms of how close they might be. But Purdue Northwest being as low as they were.
All right. Maybe there needs to be a twit longer later, a little spice on the timeline here, but Purdue Northwest being seated below Michigan Tech, I think is criminal. I obviously was not a part of the committee or the conversations that happened, but this Purdue Northwest team is nothing to scoff at, and I would argue is
I think if there's a team with
top 3
contention,
team.
there's a team with contention to beat Davenport.
I think it's, well, I don't know. Grand Valley is really strong. But for a team to beat Grand Valley that's not Davenport, I would put
Definitely
my money
Purdue.
on Purdue over Michigan Tech. They're both good teams, though. They're both good teams, and if Stewie's on his game and the rest of the team is jiving a little bit, I mean, maybe it's a different look to the series.
Michigan Tech taking a little bit of time between the maps to kind of discuss what they may be able to do differently. Definitely an unfortunate start as we see Purdue Northwest having a lot of fun with the stream here. It seems like production is intentionally
we're trying to dodge it. Yeah. I mean, the Purdue Northwest crowd is a rowdy bunch. They're having a good time.
And I've got to respect that. You know, they got here late last night. They're here to have a good time. It's a tournament, but, you know, they're still teammates. You still got to have the camaraderie. You got to have fun. It's still video games. And, you know, where did we all start with video games other than anywhere but had good old playing on Xbox together kind of thing?
True. I won't date myself by saying where I got my start, but yes, I get not that old. Come on.
I was 6 when the Wii came out.
Oh, boy. I remember playing the first Call of Duty on the Wii. Have you ever played Call of Duty on the Wii before? It's as bad as it sounds.
I'm not going to date myself. Have you ever played Call of Duty on the Wii before?
Yeah, Call of Duty 1.
Were you alive when Pong came out too?
I'm just
at this rate the numbers just
saying it was a terrible experience. I didn't own the Wii.
I did. That was like my first real console as a kid.
Wow.
Well, actually, no. I had my brother's old Game Boy Color. That's kind of what I grew up on for a little while.
Okay.
But that was definitely
respect.
For someone who's 21, I have a little more experience with some slightly older systems than myself. But
is that production telling us to stop talking about
at this point?
Okay, great.
Thank
you, production, keeping us on track. Looks like we're loading in game 2 here.
Purdue Northwest has really, like we said, there's not really much to say aside from they have just shown up and shown out. Cato gets that early shot down the straight. Won't quite be enough, but Sean able to find that pass. Goes back to Stewie. Stewie sends it up in the air. Could be a follow-up goal to find, but can't quite find the contact they're looking for.
Wow.
Just narrowly missing that twice.
That was a wide open net. But I love the aggression coming out of Michigan Tech right away.
Absolutely. They seemingly were okay with allowing that first shot to kind of just go straight at their goalie so they could go grab boost and set up for an early offensive play, and it nearly worked out. Michigan Tech just couldn't quite seal the deal there. Cato nearly grabs one for Purdue Northwest. 30 seconds in. We're seeing a lot of big saves coming out, and that's going to be the name of the game here for Michigan Tech. We saw against Grand Valley, they had lockdown defense, it felt like. So seeing them let in these 4 or 5, even 6 goals that they did last time was, I mean, it's almost stunning.
Every time Stewie gets bumped or demoed, I'm holding my breath. Because I think their defense, Michigan Tech's defense opens wide up in those instances.
Yes.
And I expect Purdue Northwest to take advantage.
And I think that's one thing that we can expect from Purdue Northwest. They're very good at identifying these problems and taking advantage of them. Stewie finds the next bump, actually centers it for Purdue, but doesn't quite work out the way that they were intending. Able to get it back in control, though. Cato on the follow-up, can't quite get it. Slonk will be the next one, most likely to clear this. No, Fusion will actually contact that mid. Sean follows up, still somewhere that Cato could make a play, sends it back towards an offensive play as Cato will follow up on a second hit, pinches it towards it, but Grape denies it. Won't allow that one quite yet today. Fusion will send that one back. Stewie trying to deny it, and he will keep it out for the time being. The boost in his hands, but the shot is there. It's straight up in front of the net. If you're Michigan Tech, you've just got to keep this out from in front of the goal, because Purdue Northwest, whether it looks good sometimes or not, they are going to get it in that net if it's within that. Is that a red zone? I know in football it's a red zone.
I don't know.
This is
the
football.
Goalie crease.
That's lacrosse.
And hockey, I believe.
Oh, it is, yeah.
The 18 would be soccer.
And
there we go.
Sean able to find it. I'll have to ask him at some point where the degree sign comes from, because I feel like that's unique. You know, not many people really throw that in their name. There's got to be a reason.
I'm assuming Sean, without it, was taken on whatever game he first grew up on, and that's the way to do it. Yeah.
I assume it's because he's cold.
Maybe, or he's on fire.
Or he's hot.
He's
yeah.
hot. I don't know.
Purdue looking for a chance to turn this one back into I think if they can hold leads like they had last game, they'll be very comfortable going in to every match that they play. But Michigan Tech does not want to allow them to get that kind of confidence about themselves. They want to keep them disrupted, keep them from having the organized plays that they were hitting moments ago. Slonk able to find that pass, denies that shot, and sends it back towards his own team. Grape now with an opportunity, as Slonk will be the one to go for the pass here. The demo onto Grape could prove to be an issue here, as Slonk will have to reset. And Sean goes for a bit of a flying shot. Slonk interferes. Won't quite allow that one to fly that easily. Grape trying desperately to get a good hold on this ball, but just can't seem to. Sean We'll wait for his teammate Kato. Kato sends it downfield, finds the follow-up pass, touches it, gets it over. Stewie interferes and denies it, but here's where the weaknesses come about. As soon as they are able to lose Stewie on that defensive play, it gets more and more difficult for them to defend these shots. And right now, that's what we're going to see. Goes back downfield. Kato able to pinch it up. It's going to go off the corner, and they might be able to bump it towards a more centered angle. Fusion may be the one to touch this. Will interfere for the time being, but gets demoed in the process. Keeps it out from in front of the net and gets his job done. But now it's bumped for a centered pass, and it's not quite enough. Purdue Northwest couldn't follow up, but remember, they're still up 1-0. The pressure is not on Purdue Northwest here. The pressure is on Michigan Tech to get that goal tied up so that they can bring this into overtime, even if they need to. We'll see another pass come down. It goes off the corner. Stewie won't allow it to be that easy for Purdue. Sends another shot, and Fusion nearly gets it, but Stewie, last second, a beautiful save. That was almost an amazing shot.
I don't even know where Stu came from.
I don't either, honestly. I didn't know I thought it was a score until it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. The more we hear Stewie, the better it is for MTU. And as I say that,
Sean able to find yet another one for Purdue Northwest. Took about 2 minutes that time for that goal. But regardless, Michigan Tech still in this one. 1 minute and 2 goals is definitely not an impossible comeback to make.
Definitely doable.
And we've seen them do much crazier things before in other games, so I would definitely never say never in terms of this slonk. Looking for that opportunity here.
Is it bad that Justin Bieber just came into my head?
I also did that.
Okay, great. All right. See, I'm not that old.
Wow, I'm just not going to date you on that one. Fusion able to make a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one to die.
I don't think Justin Bieber is that much older than me.
That might be fair.
I'm almost 22, so.
My World 2.0 came out when I was in high school, so.
I don't even know what that is.
Those were the first 2 albums of Justin Bieber.
I still know.
That was quite the beats back then.
Yeah, he was a character at the time. Slonk looking for a goal. Can't quite find it. A nice save from Sean, but Slonk will get a demo in return. Fusion able to keep it out from in front of the net once again. Fusion sends it back downfield, going for the pass. The pass goes to Kato. Kato's going to send it off the wall into the corner, into a Michigan Tech player. Stewie able to deny it for the time being, but Sean looking to make this contact. That's what you're talking about. That's that bump to interfere with the defense. Fusion going to make the pass from midfield, sends it over to Kato, following up on his own pass, the 50. Nobody really comes out in the favor until Sean makes the next contact, goes to Grape. Grape's going to try and keep control of the ball for Michigan Tech, but Purdue Northwest wants to get one more shot on the goal. The offensive pressure, sometimes offense is just the best defense, and that's what Purdue is doing here. No time remaining, and they're going to take one more shot, see if it hits the ground. Slonk bounces it to the floor, and we see GGs across the board from both teams, as map 2 will go to Purdue Northwest once again.
Wow, Purdue Northwest coming up. They're up 2-0 right now, 1 game to go, and looking really good. I don't even know where the weakness of this team is, to be honest with you.
I have yet to figure it out either.
They have a very suffocating play style.
It's aggressive, it's hard to combat, and in all simplicity, it's every coach's dream because they're just passing so much.
Right. And Michigan Tech, Stewie is such an important piece of that puzzle. And if Stewie gets knocked out or demoed out of a play,
it seems like it almost seems like it's either an inevitable goal, or if not, the pressure is just. I mean, Michigan Tech loses all offensive pressure they may have had as soon as that kind of play happens. And that's proving to be a difficulty that Michigan Tech may not be able to overcome fast enough to turn these games into their favor.
True.
But the other thing I said, and I said it during the Ferris game, is that Purdue Northwest, because of the seeding, they had to play against Davenport early.
Right.
And because of that, it almost feels unfair for a lot of the other teams that have to play against them, because they are really this powerhouse team, one of the closest teams to beat Davenport yet today. Right. And because of that, now when they play into all these other teams, it really is like, wait, this is one of the best teams here by like a long shot, and they're
right.
And now I'm playing them first round of losers bracket. It doesn't feel.
If game 3 of this series goes like game 1 and 2, and we see a Purdue win, I think the Purdue Grand Valley match is going to be really good to watch.
Oh yeah.
And if Purdue ends up stomping Grand Valley, the coaches need to have a conversation about their seeding situation.
I would have to agree. I think if Purdue can even 3-0 anybody else here after Michigan Tech, I think it's definitely going to prove to be a little bit of a
These aren't
surprise.
even close matches. I mean, or games. These are like
Purdue Northwest has like
games.
Yeah, Purdue Northwest has like comfortably won all their games aside from the one that they lost to Davenport, which, by the way, to acknowledge, Davenport, I mean, we casted it earlier. They looked, I mean, they looked pristine.
Yeah, they look good.
And I've got to say, that was some of the best Rocket League I've ever watched. That was pretty
fair.
up there.
That's
Davenport was definitely, as some would say, they were cooking.
I mean, all these teams have some great talent. I mean, Purdue Northwest has 2 SSL players. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy how good these players are in the GLIAC.
For those of us,
that is the highest
Rocket,
rank
okay.
in the game of Rocket League.
Thank you.
Okay.
For those of us less Rocket League inclined.
Okay. When I coached Rocket League at other institutions, if I had 1 NSSL, we were cooking. All right. And then Purdue Northwest, I don't remember if they're the 4th or 5th seed, but the 4th or 5th seed in GLIAC has 2 SSLs starting on their starting roster. That's crazy. All right. Rocket League coach over here just telling you that's crazy. This conference is stacked. It's crazy.
There's been a lot of really crazy games today overall. We saw Ferris State grab themselves a league game today, which I have to say there has been a lot of things that we don't typically expect to go in different teams' favors. And so getting to see Ferris take a map for themselves in league today was really exciting, as well as now getting to see a team make this what feels almost like a Cinderella run is definitely going to make for quite an interesting tournament.
Right. It's definitely not a team anyone was really talking about, I would say, as a top 2, top 3 team. But they should have been. I mean, this team looks good. This team looks good. And I don't know about the rest of the teams, but, I mean, Davenport looks really good. I don't know if we can make a lot of sense out of Grand Valley just off of their Davenport match because I think they're still the 2 team or the second best team in terms of how they're playing this weekend. But I think we'll know more the next match.
I think there's been a lot of stuff that's happened so far, and I think based on how Grand Valley played into Davenport, how Grand Valley played into Michigan Tech, and then how Purdue Northwest played into Davenport, and how they played into into Michigan Tech, right now I would say that while Grand Valley is a powerhouse team here, Purdue Northwest is very clearly making themselves a front runner.
Shout out to Justin Bragg, who's the director at Purdue Northwest. He is a longtime a staple in collegiate esports. Before being at Purdue Northwest, he was at Illinois College. I met him in 2018, I think.
Man, I wasn't even out of high school.
The second NACAD convention in Iowa. He gave a presentation about how to run practices as an esports coach.
Wow.
He's been around a while. I mean, this conference is stacked from director standpoint, coach standpoint, and player standpoint, obviously. And I think that's just a testament to how strong collegiate esports is in general, but specifically in the Midwest.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy.
Well, and for Ferris, we're so used to playing in NACE and all these other divisions. I'm so used to seeing the big names being, St. Clair and Maryville and Akron and all these really big, huge recruited scholarship teams. And so sometimes it's nice to see that there is other schools, Saginaw Valley, for example, who I think they're one of their employees described it today as grassroots. We got the guys from our school who like games, and this is kind of where Ferris is as well. We don't have a ton of scholarship players. We're making it where we are right now with the people who want to come to Ferris State.
Right.
Everybody that's there is, the people at Saginaw Valley were like, yeah, I like games. Yeah, we can go do this. And so you see a different level of camaraderie between some of these schools sometimes than you do from some of these more organized, recruited schools, because sometimes you don't get that natural feeling of, I brought my friends to play Rocket League and now we've got a roster.
True.
And so that's kind of an unmatched energy that you get from some of these schools, because I know at least with Ferris, I can walk into our production room, for example, and I know my friends are in there, and I can go, I can high five all of them, dap them up, whatever, and call it good, but I don't know how that relationship is at other schools.
Fair.
So at the very least, I know it's unmatched coming from Ferris.
That's fair.
And I would say Saginaw, I think, has that same energy.
Absolutely, yeah. Being on both sides, I would say that I am astonished at some of these more club-oriented programs and how talented their rosters can be.
Yeah.
And it's impressive and also kind of scary. But
and so Purdue Northwest seems to have the best of both worlds, where they really have these strong teams and that level of camaraderie, and I think that makes it essentially unmatched. Fusion getting early contact, spiraling through the air, but able to regain himself. Purdue Northwest will still be in the orange. MTU will still be in the blue. Could be an early shot here as Sean bounces it off that wall. Cato looking for an opportunity to maybe turn this into a play. Stewie will make contact. Cato won't quite be able to pinch it, but Fusion gets it up in the air, off the corner. Graves looking for an opportunity to maybe pass this out to his teammate. Won't quite make the contact he's looking for, as Stewie will instead take over, maybe called off his teammate. Cato able to get it in front of the net. Slonk able to clear it out for the time being at least. Sean looking for a chance. Kato bounces it off the sidewall. Fusion able to make one play. Goes to Sean. Sean able to send it into the middle. Won't find it. Stewie able to keep it out from in front of the goal, but Sean puts the pressure back on. Slonk makes contact, but is it going to be enough? They get it past 1, 2, but Sean able to stop it in the middle of the field. Kato gets it bounced to where his teammate needs it. Kato sends it to Fusion. Fusion's able to send it in front of the net. Bounced off the ceiling, and Slonk will be able to disrupt that pass as Sean will take back over. Sean sends it up to Stewie. Stewie's going to be able to deny it, but Kato takes control for the time being. Goes back to Fusion, and Kato and Fusion, I mean, not that Sean has not been helpful, but I have noticed a particular affinity from Kato and Fusion to just hit these passes time and time again, and it's the same spot. They're able to just set it up, and then it's just punched in from that flight.
There was a little hesitation there by Grape to go after it. I don't know if Grape was out of boost. I'm assuming he was, but you can't hesitate on those attacks by Purdue. Purdue's going to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now we see Fusion sending it downfield. Stewie will be the one to interrupt it, but denied initially by Sean. No, it gets past him. Kato will make contact for the time being. Stewie may not be able to make contact. Slonk takes a shot, hits the crossbar, won't quite be close enough, and Kato bumps it over the next shot that MTU would like to follow up with. Stewie able to bump it just briefly, but keep it out of the front of the net for the time being. Grape now takes control, denied by Sean. Sean sends it to the corner. Sean passes it back to his teammate. Fusion flying through the air, may be able to make a shot out of this. Able to hit it, but it bounces into Stewie. Stewie able to grab control. Kato trying to contest him, able to deny it for the time being. Sean with a pass. Pass goes to Grape. Grape's not even on his team.
That was a great idea. I liked the play formation there.
Would some say a grape idea?
Oh my goodness. Someone mute his mic for 5 seconds.
Kato able to make a play here, and we're seeing a phenomenal job here from Slonk. Is he able to grab control, but it goes back to Kato. Kato able to send it to Sean. Sean sends it to the corner, but Grape grabs the boost out from under him, and now Sean can't really follow up after he misses out on that boost, but the pass from Fusion to Sean. Sean to Kato, the boost in the favor of Michigan Tech right now, I think. Well, as I say that, Stewie runs out and hasn't quite gotten me back yet. Grape denies it initially, and the demo on the Fusion will be big from Michigan Tech. Could be an opportunity for a goal here as Kato will punch it back towards his own team, give them the opportunity to grab some boost, reset. And I think that's been one of the really strong factors that we see from Purdue and not a lot of these other teams. The only other team I've seen do what Purdue has been doing is Davenport, where sometimes when they mess up a player, they need boost or they just need to deep breath, they actually pass the ball back to themselves, closer to their own side of the field, grab some boost, reset, and get their rotation back where they feel good so that they can find a goal like that. Sean, 2-0 with 2 minutes remaining. And the maps is 2-0 as well. Purdue Northwest finding a really good setup. Sean has proven to be incredibly capable.
Sean's looking good this game. Definitely not a name we've been saying a lot of in the last couple games, but
he's been present.
Yeah.
Slonk makes that pass, goes to Kato. Kato can't quite find control of it. It's going to go back to Michigan Tech. Michigan Tech looking for a play. Sean accidentally pinches it in front of his own goal, and Stewie able to find the point. Cleaned up by Stewie, and this is well executed. Stewie saw the opportunity, realized the pinch did not go as planned, and said, oh, I'll take that.
You got to take advantage of every mistake this Purdue team makes, and that was one of them.
Absolutely. Stewie smiling after he's able to get a goal. Michigan Tech on the board. Grape looking to be the one on offense now. Finds a second. Michigan Tech is back in it.
We've got ourselves a game.
2-2 with 1.5 minutes to go. If I'm Purdue Northwest, the best thing I can do right now for my mental and for my team is respond in kind.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously
do what you've been doing all series. Get a goal
obviously, that's
back.
the name of the game, but Purdue Northwest is, I think right now, an early goal would be the ideal response. Kato going for it. Almost finds it. The follow-up is there. Fusion. Like I read it out of a book. That was insane.
That was good.
That was cool.
Well,
That's like the opposite of a caster curse.
It was. A caster's blessing, if you will.
No, I'm too tired. I'm too tired. I'm sorry.
That's fair. It's late. I'm getting tired.
Slonk, Grape, and Stewie will need to find one more goal to keep themselves in overtime here. Kato able to make an early play, sends it downfield. Sean makes initial contact. It goes off the wall. It goes up high as well, but Slonk, demoed in the process, will make it much harder to score. As Grape will get contested on that 50, it goes back up, hits Kato. Kato's able to send it in front of the net. Stewie interferes, but Fusion looking to follow up on it will allow Grape to grab control for the time being. Sean will deny the initial pass in front of the net. Grape, an official shot, but won't go in. a beautiful save as well as they keep it out from in front of the net. Slong looking to grab control and take another shot. What a shot that was, but not quite enough as MTU won't be able to get it in front of the net. We see right now Purdue Northwest having a little more trouble with this defense than we've seen in a couple rounds, especially after Michigan Tech did finally get on the board a few times. But Purdue Northwest is really just holding out this really oppressive offensive, like you said, suffocating play style.
And Michigan Tech almost had the boost starving going. They did have it, got a lot of opportunities there, but Purdue Northwest broke free, and now we see the opposite happening on the other end.
We saw a shot from Fusion. Fusion can't quite find it. Kato just wide, and it goes back to Sean. Sean finds another goal. I think Sean has a hat trick. I'm not certain. Wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't either.
We found out the lore behind hat tricks a while back. It has to do with cricket, the term hat trick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cricket like the sport or the...
Like the wireless company? Oh.
Or the wireless company. Fair.
Stewie sends it back downfield for an opportunity for a shot. 10 seconds to go. Purdue Northwest just needs to stall time. MTU needs to find 2 goals, and they need to do it pretty fast. And at this point, it may not be possible. Michigan Tech can't quite hold on. Knocked out from the losers bracket, and Purdue Northwest will move on for yet another one. A 3-0 from Purdue Northwest. It's like you said, these don't even feel close sometimes.
That third game
one was
really
good.
close.
That was a close
good.
one, absolutely. But the first 2 maps, you take into account, these aren't best of 1. That's not map 1. That's map 3, and it's too little too late. If they're doing that from map 1, I think these are much closer games. But unfortunately, Michigan Tech was just struggling a little too much with getting that off the ground.
True. And I'm excited for the next match. I don't know when it is. I think it's tomorrow.
I have no idea.
But,
we'll find out shortly, I'm
Grand
sure.
Valley playing Purdue Northwest is going to be a really good match.
Absolutely. A whole lot going on there, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to be going on with that. But in the meantime, I think that's all we might have for right now. I'm not sure if we have League or any more Rocket League tonight.
It'd be great if production said something in our ears, but...
Ooh, we have one more Rocket League game coming up soon. So that means you guys have to put up with me and Antor for one more match. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, go chat with the players, see how everybody's feeling after that one, and I want to see what the energy's like over with Purdue right now.
It's got to be lit.
Do
the kids say that these days? Is that a word I can still use?
I suppose.
Okay, cool.
Works for the time being. We'll be right back. Get comfortable. Hello!
We are back. Sorry, stole your thunder. Is my partner muted? I think my partner's muted. I'll take this one. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, to this next series, Grand Valley State University against Purdue Northwest. This one's going to be a good one.
This is one of my most highly anticipated matches of the whole day once I knew it was going to be an option. Grand Valley has been nothing but phenomenal all day in terms of Rocket League. The only loss they took was to Davenport, and Davenport, as we've already established, just looked outstanding when they played. So the only thing I can say is that Purdue Northwest also has looked nothing but outstanding. The players, I could see the energy between the three of them. That chemistry is electric and almost unmatchable.
Right.
So that was phenomenal, and I love seeing that kind of energy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this match is going to go as Fusion finds the save. This is one of the first times we've really seen Purdue Northwest on defense.
True.
Grand Valley, definitely one of the better teams here, obviously seeded second. They know what they're doing, and they have a talented team. GV, demoed, Cyber able to take the shot.
That's a nice goal right there.
Is there such thing as RBIs in the demo in exchange for the goal? Is that an RBI from?
I don't know.
For those of you that aren't familiar with traditional sports, an RBI is runs batted in baseball.
Right.
Essentially sacrificing your own self getting out for a run. Wow. 4 minutes to go, a minute in, and that's when we find our first goal. And this is going to be exciting. I can already feel it. Alpha, the next one to keep going. The shot goes over his head. Goes back to Fusion. Fusion's the one to take control. Looks like he may have run out of boost and just kind of fallen off the side there. Cyber.
Uncharacteristic of him.
Definitely. Maybe decided to bail on that call as well. Kato able to keep it out of the net last second. Fusion passes it to his teammate Sean. Sean gets it past in an open net. That's what we expect. And Sean, he's excited about it. He goes, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah.
There's the goal. I think that's the goal that Purdue needed to start getting a little bit of confidence back against this good Grand Valley team. I mean, we're only a minute 30 in, but you can tell that they just weren't as comfortable as they looked against Michigan Tech.
Well, and I saw Purdue Northwest was feeling really good about themselves. I got a chance to talk with them, and when they saw that Grand Valley was setting up, there was kind of the question of, what's the plan on any kind of timing? And I saw Purdue Northwest go, oh yeah, they were feeling so confident. They went, oh yeah, they can warm up. We got plenty of time.
Nice.
We're chilling.
Nice. Love that.
And so Purdue Northwest feeling good, even kind of iced themselves, but coming off 2 hot wins back to back. Like I said, somewhat of a Cinderella run at this point. 2 wins, 3 wins actually through the losers bracket at this point to keep themselves going. I think maybe it's 4.
I think it's just 2. Right? Ferris and Michigan Tech.
I thought they had 1 more. Am I
No.
crazy? No,
You're crazy.
I'm crazy. Okay.
But still,
I mean, a phenomenal run. I mean, regardless, in a bracket of 7 total teams, a Cinderella run through the losers bracket of 2 is already a good start, and it proves that there's a lot ahead, and that's a lot of momentum that Grand Valley has to deal with here. But if anybody can stop that momentum, it's going to be the Lakers, because guess what? Well, I'll say it like a bulldog. Anchor down, but they're going to have to try to anchor down Purdue to slow down that momentum.
love that.
Sean able to get control of the ball briefly. 2.5 minutes to go, by the way. One of the lower scoring and closer games we've had yet. Gorilla able to keep the ball out of the front of the net. Kato makes contact. Sean, the next one to tap it, will go up. Pinches it into the midfield where Cyber will be the next one to touch. Sends it down. A pass from Fusion, sends it to Sean. Sean sends it off the wall. The wall comes back to Alpha. Alpha's going to take over for Grand Valley now, and Kato will meet him at midfield to take over. Gorilla tries to grab it. Manages to get a hold of it for the time being. Sends it off the ceiling. Not quite the shot they were looking for, and Kato predicts the shot, denies it, places himself right in front of that shot, and Kato will keep it out of the net shortly afterward again as well. Purdue Northwest keeping this in their control. The game is tied, but somehow it feels like Grand Valley is still the team frantically running at this run.
Grand Valley looking very good, keeping up the pressure. They're just struggling a little bit to find their way through the defense.
Yeah, and that's the one thing is I haven't really gotten to see Purdue Northwest defense.
Right.
I thought maybe this will be where that lackluster performance and section may be, but instead Purdue Northwest has done nothing but, I mean, just drive it time and time again that they are definitely a talented team.
This is the first time in the last couple series that Purdue Northwest is spending most of their time on their defensive end.
But it's still good.
It's doing okay.
They let one goal in.
It's definitely not where their strength is. Their strength is suffocating on the offensive end. But I mean, they're stopping shots.
Well, so I wonder if that's maybe what happened when they played Davenport that first time.
Right.
Davenport was one of the only team that's managed to beat Purdue Northwest so far, and Davenport also has that suffocating offense, but maybe it's more suffocating to the point that Purdue Northwest was playing off their weakness, Davenport off their strengths, and so now the question is, will Grand Valley be able to do what Davenport did, or will they indeed suffer the fate of the rest of the teams of GLIAC so far?
Right, and that Davenport match went to Game 5. So you see Purdue Northwest lost to Davenport in Game 5, whereas Davenport beat Grand Valley, I believe, in 3 games.
Yep.
Was it 3-0? It was a 3-0.
Davenport did 3-0 them. I think they shut them out, actually. Aside from the 1 goal you said.
They might have.
They went 1 and 2 in that first game.
Yeah, so
1 goal allowed.
I mean,
It's
everything
crazy.
points to this being a good match and Purdue maybe being the favorite.
The pass goes flying back down. There could be an opportunity for a goal still, and they'll let it hit the ground in an attempt for overtime. So far in map 1 overtimes, we have yet to see it not be a 3-0 after the overtime.
Right. In
So-
the last overtime we watched, it was 1-1 in regular time.
And every single team that has gone to overtime and won
Has
was
won
the
the
team
match.
that won their match.
Yes.
So
It's the momentum, it's the mental.
And I think Purdue,
That
Grand
was an
Valley finds the save. Cato nearly gets it. Cyber with a beautiful pinch, sends it downfield for his team, as Fusion will be able to make brief contact to keep it out from in front of that net. Follows up again, Fusion sends it down, looking for an opportunity. Cyber will make contact, it goes off the wall, but Cato looking for an opportunity as it gets kind of centered for his team. Gorilla will tap it one more time, but it's a little wide. Fusion sends it back downfield and looks for a pass to his team. Alpha will be the next one to tap it for Grand Valley, but it goes back to Sean. Sean sends it downfield into the corner. I am watching Pong.
It's a lot of back and forth, What I love about this Purdue team is that they rarely let a team hit the ball off the backboard and get a next opportunity at it. And I think they do that very well, and I think it's one of their greatest strengths.
Oh, and Grand Valley with a beautiful shot off the ceiling. This wasn't quite enough. Gorilla sends it off the ceiling, a beautiful position. Can't quite block it where you hope for either. A mid-air demo is not one we see very often. This is not Star Wars Squadrons, I swear. We're watching Rocket League. As we see Fusion making a beautiful play here. Makes the pass goes back to Alpha. Alpha takes over, Sean grabs the ball out of the air, passes it down to his team. Could be an opportunity for Sean. A breakaway could be here, but Cyber makes it there in time. Sean runs out of boost, but Fusion finds that pass off the corner. Could still be a play here. Alpha able to interfere, and Gorilla will be the next one to tap it, but Cato will be the one to interfere at midfield for Purdue. Purdue interferes at midfield. Sean able to grab it, but Fusion will instead pass it over to Sean. Sean on the follow-up, sends it to in front of the net, and the pass is there. A beautiful stop by Gorilla to keep it out of control of Purdue Northwest for a little bit longer. 2 minutes into overtime, and there's not even been much more than 1 official shot taken.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great plays in the midfield, but not a lot of great opportunities in this overtime yet.
Absolutely, and that's one thing we're seeing right here. Cato able to make brief contact. It's sent back to his team. Sean has to send it down the middle. Gorilla interferes before it gets to midfield, but cleared back out by Cato once again. Cyber denies that opportunity. Sean taps it once, but it gets passed from Cyber. Once again, the pass is there. The follow-up could be there from Grand Valley. Sean goes for the clear, gets it past Gorilla just briefly, long enough to buy some space. Demolition is there. This could be a power play opportunity. Is Purdue Northwest in position to set it up? Not quite. Fusion makes the pass, but Cyber will interfere. It goes to Alpha. Alpha with a beautiful shot, saved by Cato. 2 minutes and 43 seconds later, we're still not that much closer to seeing either one of these teams find a goal. Gorilla with a beautiful attempt at a shot, but interfered with by Purdue Northwest. Alpha going for the flying shot, denied by Fusion. Cyber goes back up in the air, looking for an opportunity. Can't quite find it, won't get it quite yet. As we're seeing Gorilla reset one more time. The ball off the wall, goes to Sean. Sean sends it back towards the net. Is it a goal? No, it's close. 2 goals saved back-to-back from Grand Valley. Purdue Northwest putting on their strongest suffocating offense here. They heard us say it, and they're back on top, fighting desperately. Sean goes up top, looks for an opportunity. Gorilla interferes, and Cato will be the next one to play. Cyber interferes, makes the punch midfield, and it goes to Fusion. Fusion makes the pass, it interfered once again, but Purdue Northwest just can't seem to get the clear that they need, and Grand Valley almost nearly finds that play, but just can't find the punch they need to put it in. Cato with a little bit of a shot. Doesn't quite make the contact, instead cleared by Grand Valley. Kato now looking to make a pass for his team. Gorilla instead interferes in the corner, sends it downfield. Sean will likely have to be the one to defend for Purdue. Centered in front of the net, Kato able to make the contact he needs, sends it back downfield to clear. Is there almost a shot again? Gorilla keeps it straight at the net, but wasn't quite enough. And this is the longest overtime we've seen today. 4 minutes in, neither team has gotten a goal. And Alpha finds it. I mean, I'm
tired. That was such a long game one. Wow.
I need to catch my breath for a second.
That was a long one. You take your time there. Game one going to Grand Valley as they somehow pull out a goal 4 minutes in 20-something odd seconds into the overtime. 9
minutes into the game.
That is a marathon of a game.
That is insane to me.
I've talked about it.
940 score from one of Purdue Northwest. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Look at that. Kato with 9. That's nuts.
That's impressive.
That is quite the scoreboard. Kato has been definitely one of the dominant forces coming from Purdue Northwest so far today.
And we've talked about this in past series of how important it is to win those overtime games from a momentum perspective. You're Purdue Northwest. It's tough to mentally reset after playing 9 minutes for nothing.
Grand Valley, full kudos to them, has been the first team since Davenport to actually take anything off of Purdue Northwest. Purdue Northwest has been an unstoppable force as they roll through the losers bracket so far. So Grand Valley finally putting a stop to that. I'm interested to see what will happen differently with Purdue Northwest now that the momentum's not quite in their favor again. Fusion does make contact. Kato, but an early shot off the back wall. Will they be able to follow up? Not quite. Good attempt at a shot, though. Alpha able to make the save. Cyber nearly can follow up and set it up for another goal for Grand Valley. Fusion able to make a play. Almost able to find it, but Kato sends it back downfield. The pass goes to Sean. Sean sends it off the back wall. Cyber interferes, but still could be an opportunity for a play from Purdue Northwest. It goes over the ball a little bit there. Couldn't quite find what he was going for. And a good pass as well if you can sneak it past somebody. Sean makes contact, but Fusion will have to kind of reset to make a different pass here, as Kato will be the one to clear it from downtown. The flight almost gets the fadeaway as well. A little bit high. Kato couldn't quite find it, but unfortunately for Purdue Northwest, they won't quite find that net that they're looking for. Gorilla instead taking control for Grand Valley here, passes it to midfield, sends it to Alpha. The pinch was nearly phenomenal, and that's teamwork that is unmatched. Pinching alongside your teammate to get it where you would like it to go. Grand Valley fighting to keep it out from in front of their net. Kato able to find an opportunity to get the demolition, and this could be a power play for Purdue.
I don't think Kato was expecting the miss there.
No.
Was not ready for that open net goal or shot.
Fusion able to grab control just temporarily, able to go off that pass from the back wall. Cyber able to interfere for the time being, but Kato will pinch it towards his own midfield. Gorilla following up. It's a little wide on a shot from Grand Valley, but Alpha's there on the follow-up. A little high this time. High and wide. If y'all can bring it in just a little bit more, you will be okay in terms of points. 3.5 minutes remaining, and neither team has scored this map yet. But as tradition follows, now that I've said that, we've got about 15 seconds until one of the teams scores.
True.
Fusion.
This might be the closest series of the tournament so far.
It definitely is. There has not been many games that I've seen that I thought would go past 3 maps, and this one I expect to go to 5. My sleep schedule does not hope it goes to 5, but I hope it goes to 5.
True. It is already 10:18 p.m.
Wow, you're dating yourself again, huh?
By what? I have an Apple Watch.
Oh, I meant because 10 o'clock is your bedtime.
Oh, that's fair.
And the shot from Alpha finds another one. Grand Valley puts themselves on the board, 1-0 with a little over 2.5 minutes to go. Purdue, not seemingly the same team we saw with that momentum underneath their feet.
They've got to pick up the aggression that is their greatest strength. I talk about the characteristic of their play style being aggressive in aggression. They need to keep that up. What keeps them in games, especially against these talented teams, is that they play so aggressively and they go towards every ball without even hesitating or thinking about it twice. And I think they need to get back to that play style.
Grand Valley playing some excellent defense here, keeping the opportunities away from Purdue Northwest. Fusion with a good shot, goes a little high. Looking for that pass. Gorilla interferes. Cyber will allow that pass to continue on. Kato takes over, sends it back downfield. Cyber will take over here. Won't quite go the way he was hoping. Sean grabs an opportunity at a shot. Pinched, met by Alpha, and won't go where he was hoping, but Kato able to stop this for what a beautiful hit. And that hit turns into a pass from Fusion. Fusion sends it over top. I don't care if they score or not. That setup was gorgeous.
That was kind of cool.
That was a pretty, I wish I knew that trick. I don't know what he did to just like, he just tapped it.
That was, I don't know. It was kind of cool. It was like a dribble.
Like an adult at the kiddie hoop. Bonk. Gorilla going for an opportunity.
It's way too late for this.
Cyber looking for an opportunity here. Fusion will look for this chance to find a goal. Alpha able to find a pass down to his teammates. Cyber interferes, and Kato will find that opportunity. A save, but Gorilla demoed means an opportunity for Purdue. Alpha denies the shot. Sean goes to meet it. Looks like he's running low on boost, so Kato will take over instead. The pass a little high, and the shot won't connect the crossbar once again. I'll tell you what, if these teams today were playing a crossbar challenge, unstoppable. GLIAC wins. GLIAC solos crossbar challenge.
Oh my goodness.
Gorilla looking for that chance to clear that shot. And he will find it, but he's quickly met by Sean degree sign. Because he's a college student, so he's getting his degree.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Kato looking for another opportunity for a goal. Alpha sends it back downfield, looking for a chance. Gorilla tries to find the opportunity to make a play, but Alpha won't be able to follow up quite yet, as Purdue Northwest will deny yet again. Sean sends it downfield, looking for an opportunity for a play. Alpha pinches it out from in front of him, but the pass is still available for Purdue Northwest. Fusion finds the pass, goes off the wall. It's a little bit wide, but will Sean be able to set it up where they're looking for the pass? Once again, a little high, goes over the top to Kato. Kato may not be able to make the play. 10 seconds to go. Grand Valley has the lead still. I nearly forgot they found that goal earlier. Purdue Northwest is going to have to get this one in the nick of time, and it may not be an option as it hits the ground. Grand Valley grabs themselves a second map, now 2-0. Purdue Northwest finally being given a run for their money again, just in Grand Valley, displaying exactly why we are the #2 seed. We're here to fight. They're here to play. The only team better than us is the ones that knocked us down here, and they're fighting for it.
I mean, you're not going to just waltz through the bracket winning by a lot of goals. Like, some of these are just scrappy games. You got to take advantage of a 1 or 2 mistakes, put the goal in the net, put the ball in the net, something like that, and run away with a win, 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely an important factor here for Purdue Northwest. If they're going to turn this around, they're going to have to start now, and they can't drop any more maps. It's got to be a reverse sweep from here on out.
What I want to see from this Purdue team is some better quality shot opportunities. I think they're starting to get some of those opportunities, but they're not shooting it well.
I feel like Purdue had such good luck with taking these passes off the height. Grand Valley!
Wow!
Nearly finds themselves a goal. Alpha takes the second shot, and it's caught up by Cyber. 30 seconds in, Grand Valley, they've got the momentum under their feet. Wow. The ball flies towards the net, and
we had all 6 players right in front of the goal there.
Unfortunate for Purdue as well, after they had such a nice save getting it out from inside the net just moments before. Now, again, an offensive play, but it just feels like Purdue has lost their mojo almost.
I mean, this Grand Valley team is just extremely talented. I think they're just on a different level. Them and Davenport are just great teams.
Absolutely.
And that can, here we go. Here we go.
It's a game, ladies and gentlemen. It's and germs, ladies and germs, whatever you feel like. This is a great match ahead of us.
I'm down now.
Close.
I'm excited.
45 seconds in, and it's 1-1. This is going to be a high-scoring one. We've had a lot of games today that went overtime early, and they were high-scoring. But I want a high-scoring map 3.
I want Purdue to make a statement right here. Start putting the ball in net. Let's go.
I feel like, once again, this is a similar situation we had with Grand Valley and Davenport, where I'm a Ferris student. My allegiances will never lie with Grand Valley. I have to pick the favorite, and who doesn't love a good Cinderella story of a team getting knocked down early and beating my rival team?
For sure. A long run in the loser's bracket is always exciting to watch.
Absolutely, and Louis the Laker versus Leo the Lion in this matchup. Fusion looking for an opportunity to find another goal, take that lead, and make it theirs. Sean able to find an initial pass. Gorilla trying to make contact, but Kato will continue contesting it. finally bumped out from in front of the net, but Fusion sends it right back over. Alpha able to keep it out from in front of the goal, but once again, Sean rotating around. Fusion looking for an opportunity. Kato trying to get a good hit on it, set up his team for success, but they just can't seem to slow it down where they need it. A shot, they get it out from in front of the goal. And that's a risky spot to leave the ball, especially moving at such a pace. It's such an easy target to just send it through the net. Sean looking for an opportunity here. Goes to Fusion. Fusion sends it over the top. It's pinched down, and a shot from Fusion. Wow, he assisted. I was going to say with an assist from, and assist from himself.
Yeah, it was all Fusion. I think the other two players were going all the way back to get boosts because they were starved out. But Fusion doesn't need his teammates there.
Fusion, a one-man army. He able to find that point for themselves. Purdue Northwest able to take the lead 2-1 with a little under 3 minutes to go. We've got a lot of a game coming ahead of us.
I hope so. I definitely don't want this game to end so quick.
I think seeing a 3-0 would. I'm tired, but a 3-0 would be disappointing after all the hype that's led up to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like staying until the fourth quarter just to watch the team you don't like win, you know? Kato.
I like all teams.
I mean, we're all GLIAC here. We're all the same conference. You gotta fight for some allegiancy, but
right. But we're rooting for the Cinderella a little bit.
I'm always
a little bit of that story.
Cinderella.
I don't know if I can call it Cinderella, but a long losers bracket run is exciting.
By definition, it fits under Cinderella.
I don't think so. I think it would fit if Ferris was heading to the finals. Would be my consideration of a Cinderella. Like completely, no one would have guessed.
No, I think that's called I need to pinch you and wake you up.
that might be fair.
Alpha able to take a shot, won't quite find it though. Now, Grand Valley, the pressure's back on the Lakers. They need to turn this one around and find a goal in order to keep this game rolling. Purdue, instead, still going to look for that suffocating opportunity if they can, but it really is proving to be more and more difficult for Grand Valley to find goals as Purdue gets their mojo back in flow. And you know, Purdue as well, they are the Lions. They've got pride. They don't want to lose this one. That would explain why they're all grouped up in there, still cheering for their teammates. It is 10 o'clock, and I think there's more Purdue students in our arena right now than Ferris State students.
No, that's true. And it's actually 10:30, so...
What time did I say it was?
10.
It starts with a 10.
It does start with a 10, but it definitely feels like 10:30.
Sean sends it downfield. Sean sends it to another one, goes down. Fusion with the shot, goes back. Sean now trying to set up an opportunity for another goal. Sends it to his teammate, and Kato scores another, extending the lead to 3-1, and the dabbing ghost will do it for him.
This is the Purdue we've been looking for.
This is the Purdue we recognize.
This is it, right here.
Map 1 and 2.
Maybe they're tired. If I'm tired, they've got to be tired. They've been playing for a long time.
I have seen a lot of empty cases of Red Bull from these teams
That's
today.
fair. Not sponsored, but could be. Actually, I don't know if any of the teams are sponsored.
I think
them or
somebody
else,
might be.
But yes, there has been a lot of energy drinks consumed.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah, true.
Cyber Sausage looking for the opportunity to set up for a goal. Instead, has to drop back to his own net. Sean forces him to play out of position. Going for that demo, and the shot is taken. Ooh. Alpha able to get it out from in front of him, but a beautiful hit nonetheless. I mean, that's the pressure we expect from Purdue right there. We saw Sean, in order to help his teammate, going for that pressure, looking for that demo, so much so it forces Cyber to jump himself out of position and throw their whole rotation out of whack. Right. Gorilla with a save after the shot from Kato. Kato with a shot down from downtown. He made one of these earlier tonight. Almost gets another one. I think if you do that in basketball, usually it means you get like $10,000 in tuition from universities.
Oh, yeah?
You remember at halftime at basketball games? They do those.
We don't...
Ferris doesn't
Ferris
do those.
is not doing that?
Right. To be clear, yes.
So our audience isn't
That's fair. That's fair.
Expecting something to happen.
And Purdue Northwest.
Let's go.
Is this the first game to go past 3?
No, because Purdue versus Davenport, but I don't think it was on stream.
True.
So
this is the first streamed game that was not a 3-0.
Right.
And it's going to be a good one. Fusion, 455 points, 3 shots, 1 goal, 2 saves, 2 goals from Kato, and definitely a strong performance there. Alpha finding himself 3 saves as well, but just wasn't quite enough that time.
Yeah. I'm actually going to pull up some information about that Davenport-Purdue match, because I think it might be really beneficial for us.
Absolutely. Davenport, obviously the only team that has proven themselves to be a clear front runner of the event so far. But that's mostly because, well, I mean, if you watch the stream, you know that that's pretty obvious. I feel like that's self-explanatory. But Fusion already setting up for an early opportunity for a goal. Won't quite be able to find what they're looking for, but Sean sends it down. Alpha meets it at the midfield mark. That was an aggressive hit.
This is actually the first series this weekend for Purdue to start behind in games. They actually started the Davenport match up 2-0.
Oh, then I know they're playing feistily to try and take this one back. A pass over in front of the net could still be an opportunity for Purdue, as Alpha will make a bump and a hit to try and make it a play, but won't quite go where he was expecting. Won't contact it. Sean sends it back to the corner. Gorilla is waiting, but he's greeted by Kato, and Kato sends it off the roof. An opportunity for another goal as he dribbles it over, slows it down for his teammate in front, and Fusion finds it.
There it is.
A minute in, Purdue Northwest.
They're feeling it. I can see them on the player cams. They are excited. They are feeling it. Just from a mental standpoint, I think Purdue's feeling really good, and it's showing through their gameplay.
Absolutely. There has been nothing short of outstanding games from these teams today, as Purdue Northwest looks for an opportunity to score yet another goal, extend their lead, and a demo from Gorilla will bring down Sean. Fusion sends it to the corner. The corner goes to Alpha. Alpha now something to play from, as Sean now trying to keep it out from in front of the net. The touches send it downfield, and the opportunity for a goal. Gorilla able to find the save temporarily at least, but Kato sends another one. It's almost like a relentless onslaught of shots.
This is the suffocating gameplay style of Purdue that we've been seeing in the other matches. As soon as they get the ball in the offensive end, it feels like they can just suffocate a team into submission.
Absolutely. 3.5 minutes to go. Kato, the only goal so far. I'm sorry, not Kato. Fusion actually had the only goal so far of this map. Purdue Northwest trying to find themselves another goal to extend their lead. Grand Valley trying to turn it around and tie it up, but Fusion doesn't want to even allow it past the midfield line. Fusion looking for a play. The pass goes to Sean. Sean sends it to Fusion. Won't quite be enough as Kato will clear it down to Fusion. Fusion sends it off that back wall. Could be a play here if the pass is bad.
Here's Cyber with an opportunity. Air dribbling. Nice stop there by Kato.
Kato placed that one nicely as well.
He did. Fortunately, he ran out of boost. Kato trying to clear it. Now Fusion.
Fusion is really the one looking for the goal here on that. Such an aggressive play here is what we're really starting to see from Purdue Northwest. Like you said earlier, this suffocating play style that we've been seeing from this so much tonight.
Right. Grand Valley just has not allowed them to clear the ball. And we're going to start feeling that suffocating by the other team, Grand Valley. Until now, here comes Fusion. Now Kato. Sean's going to have a chance.
Sean able to find the pass. It goes up. Gorilla meets it. Kato finds a shot. The shot goes down the main, but Alpha waiting for it, able to deny the straight shot.
Now Fusion looking towards center. Sean with a shot, going off the backboard. Kato with a touch, just wide. Alpha looking to clear. Kato with a chance.
Kato takes that first shot in a while. Sends it straight down, goes off the wall. The pass could be here. This looks like something we've seen from Purdue before. Sean able to make contact. Pinched. As Alpha will meet it in the corner, passes it down. Fusion won't allow the clear that easily. 45 seconds to go. And Purdue Northwest still in possession, finds another one. Kato wants to seal the deal.
Nice. Right off of this demo right here, you're going to see on the replay, Kato, wide open goal.
Able to find the goal. And the ghost that dabs comes out once again. I assume you know what dabbing is?
I do know what dabbing is.
That's good.
I thought that was old.
It is.
Okay, cool.
It's still fun. To see a ghost do it in the game is kind of funny.
I guess that's true.
Gorilla looks for an opportunity, can't quite find it. Kato with an early save, and Grand Valley can't seem to get their points on the board here. 30 seconds to go. Fusion puts up the pressure. Sean able to make initial contact. Bounced off the back wall. Gorilla can't quite follow up, looking to clear it out now as Fusion will go to meet it on that wall. Sends it over top for another opportunity for a goal, but no one there to follow up. And Cyber Sausage looking for a goal here after the demo onto Cabo. Sean finds the save of the shot a little high this time. Sean keeping control of it. And Purdue Northwest
coming back. I mean, we talked about it. We wanted to make sure we saw Purdue Northwest give it their best, and they have the last 2 games.
What is what's the old thing on Sesame Street that he counts? He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, map 5.
This is map 5. This is game 5.
We're going to one more, and Purdue Northwest wants to win this one, I think.
I think so. Look at this, Sean. Most points in the game, all saves. Sheesh. No assists, no shots, no goals.
That's a
just saves.
That's a crazy scoreline.
That's actually crazy. Actually crazy.
That's pretty. I don't think I've ever seen that in Rocket League.
Not that many. I mean, with that many
I've seen
points,
it with 1 and 2, but
right.
like top of the leaderboard in terms of points and only saves on the stat card is a pretty ridiculous stat to read.
Here we go, game 5.
Although if we're talking physically, if you look at the entirety of Purdue Northwest team, I'm picking Sean to be my goalie.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
That is a big body guy. He's blocking the ball and then running it down the whole field too.
Very true.
Gorilla able to grab control for the time being, but not long enough as Purdue Northwest will take it back swiftly into their own control as Sean, first save of their fight, able to get one through. 30 seconds down, he's already got 1 save.
Who's keeping track of the GLIAC most saves in a match record?
Yeah.
Because I think Sean might have it right now.
Yeah, this guy versus Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't stand a chance.
Well, Ronaldo doesn't play goalie, but...
No. Ronaldo's shooting on Sean.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I think Sean solos.
That might be fair.
Fusion looking for the opportunity. Sends it back downfield. Cyber will meet it. Looks for the opportunity to follow up. Won't quite find it. Kato will get that demo on Gorilla midair. Sean following up. He doesn't just save them. He takes the shots too. Followed up by Fusion. Cyber able to keep it out from in front of the goal, and that is a beautiful save, as you said. Alpha meeting it in the corner. Met by Kato. Kato can't quite find the shot when there's 2 people from Grand Valley meeting it. Remember, Grand Valley's in the blue. Purdue is in the orange. A shot a little high, and Cyber won't quite be able to get the shot that he was hoping for as Fusion will send it downfield. Alpha meets it in front of the goal. Fusion able to get a demo onto Cyber, and that could turn into a play for Purdue Northwest as Sean may be able to make a breakaway here. Kato takes control of the ball. Met by Alpha, sent to the corner where Fusion will be the next one to touch it. Goes to Gorilla, who will play it off the corner and send it down to his team. Cyber looking for that chance to make a play while Kato is looking to interrupt that shot. Grand Valley puts themselves on the board. A little over 3 minutes to go.
Unfortunately, Purdue Northwest kind of overcommitted on the offense, and Kato had an awkward defensive maneuver that he needed to make off that wall, and Grand Valley takes advantage. Caught a little bit off guard there was Purdue Northwest. Can they get it back? We shall see. Here comes Sean.
3 minutes to go. Sean definitely has proven to be a powerhouse member of Purdue as time progresses. Not quite going as planned. Cyber looking to carry this one out for his team. Looking for one more. Can't quite find it. Fusion will go down for a shot. Can't quite find it as Sean won't be able to make the pass off the corner. Fusion looking for the opportunity to send it back down. Goes off the corner. Gorilla can't quite find it, but Kato makes the tap, sends it in front of the goal. It's not quite enough. Sean with a nice little lob over the top. Could be a goal for Purdue Northwest. The pride of the Lions is still fighting. 2.5 minutes to go. Grand Valley and Purdue Northwest are chomping at the bit to bring this game to themselves.
That was a nice little little play there. I like that. I like that.
That's
Who's going to win this battle, the Lion or the Laker? We're about to see.
I'm putting my money on the Lion.
Are you?
That's a predator.
That's fair.
That is an apex predator.
That is an apex predator. This is true. But the female lions are known for doing the hunting. And their logo looks like the male lion, so I don't know.
Gorilla.
See, I told you.
That's a different apex predator, and he
The
responded
gorilla.
in kind.
True.
Finds themselves another point, Grand Valley. Just over 2 minutes to go, and the score is 2-1 in the favor of the Lakers.
2 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Here we go, kickoff. Grand Valley up 2-1.
Gorilla.
Game 5.
Gorilla makes initial contact, goes to Kato. Kato met by Alpha. The ball's pinched up the wall where Cyber is able to take over. Cyber takes it down the field, looking for an opportunity. Alpha can't quite find the pass because it's met by Fusion. Fusion sends it to Kato. Kato sends it down the field, looking for an opportunity. The breakaway is here, but Gorilla meets it on the line, and quickly afterwards it goes back down the field to Fusion. Sean sends it back downfield, looking for another chance to find a goal. Can't quite find it as the passes won't go in the favor of Purdue Northwest, but that's a mess up on the defense. Two of them going for it. Could be an opportunity for Purdue Northwest to make a breakaway. And now Kato makes the pass, gets interfered with. Sean can't quite make the pass either. And once again, Purdue Northwest just can't seem to make these passes because Grand Valley is meeting every single one of them, one for one. Cyber looking for that opportunity. Sean pinches it over to Gorilla. Gorilla is able to take control for Grand Valley, sends it downfield, finds the save, but now Fusion's going to have to make the play. A minute remaining for Purdue Northwest to find the goal. Grand Valley just trying to hold out the next minute. The demo could be an opportunity. Kato able to make the play, finds the pass. The pass is sent over. Sean not quite in position, can't quite follow up on that one. 55 seconds and counting. Purdue Northwest needs a goal, and they need it really soon. An opportunity as it hits one of the corner posts, but it's not quite enough. Sean takes back over for Purdue Northwest, sends it back to his teammate Kato, can't quite meet it, and it's sent towards his own goal. Every time the ball flies down the field, the time is burnt. The passing time is going to be the downfall of Purdue Northwest here. Grand Valley able to just constantly keep wasting this time with the punches downfield time after time after time. They're not even going for goals. They're just looking to keep clearing and clearing and clearing.
Purdue has had their fair share of opportunities in this last minute.
Alpha
Just can't capitalize.
50% on that one and can't quite find it. 13 seconds to go. Fusion nearly able to find it, but Gorilla meets it midair, and Grand Valley seemingly may be able to hold out the loser's bracket for one more game. 2 seconds to go. It's in the air. It's sudden death. If the ball hits the ground, it's over for Purdue Northwest. And Purdue Northwest fighting. Wow. I can hear the room. I'm wearing headphones, and there's a wall, and I think they're on the other side of the arena, and I can still hear them yelling pretty clear as day. That was, I'd be interested to know what it's like. Can we get a cam? Yeah, can we get a cam in there right now? It's got to be electric for Grand Valley right now. Okay, I take that back. That's the most. That was the most. I heard yelling. You heard it too, right?
It might have been yelling, the Purdue folks yelling. I don't know.
But all in good spirits, Purdue Northwest. Fist pumps after a fantastic losers bracket run, and nothing to be ashamed of either. Losers bracket finals is here. Purdue Northwest earns themselves third place overall.
They do, and it's well deserved.
Absolutely.
What a match. That was the greatest match I think we've seen all weekend.
And I don't know if Davenport Grand Valley will live up to that.
I don't think it will either.
I
We've
hope
already
it does.
seen
I hope it
Davenport
does.
Grand Valley, though.
I hope Grand Valley will be able to take the time they've already played once and the next game and be able to really match that. But I just don't. I don't know for sure that's going to be able to be matched. That was a really, really good game.
It was a good game.
And speaking of a really good game, I think that's all we may have for the evening. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if we have any more league going on. I'm sure we'll be enlightened momentarily. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break.
No.
That is production telling us no, I believe. So that was the most unique way I've
That
ever
was
been told
really
no.
unique. I mean, they have the ability to speak to us. They didn't have to do that.
Regardless,
love
a
that.
phenomenal game played by both teams. I'm looking forward to an opportunity to go congratulate both teams on how
Right.
that went. So
For sure.
we're going to send y'all away for the night. Production, give us a
Hey,
wave.
Give us a wave. Wow. Oh, boy.
They do this all the time. You guys zoomed in the camera too much. Or were you trying to cut mans out? Good answer. In the meantime, we appreciate everything y'all have done. A heart from Mikey. And we look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow. Have
Go
a
to
great
bed,
night.
gamers.
Have a great night, y'all.
Go to bed.
I'm ready to go home.
GG's. Oh, they're cutting back to us.
I'll do one for Mikey too here. What is it? There.
Okay, that was weird.
Have a good night, y'all.